All right.
Okay, so welcome to the newly admitted concentration year info session, and congratulations on getting into the program. Are you excited?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. Awesome. Well, here's what we're going to go over. This is our agenda. Intro to the field, overview of the field structure, timeline for the search process, FAQs, field instructor requirements, and then stipends. So if at any point Cassie or I are getting too excited, we go too fast, just feel free to slow us down, and we will be happy to do so.
Okay.
All right. So field education is considered the heart of social work. It is the signature pedagogy. It's really where the Council on Social Work Education, CSWE, sees sort of where all of the theories that you're learning in class come to fruition, and really you get to practice what you're learning. And field basically is basically looking at what social work values and decisions, what social work knowledge goes into those decisions, and what skills do you need in each situation. And so here is just a little funnel to show that all of these pieces, professional identity, self-awareness, integration of theory and practice, are a huge part of field, where you develop skills towards becoming competent social workers. You know, by the end of this internship that you're going to be getting out into the field and being paid for being social workers. So pretty exciting concept, I imagine, right?
Yes.
Yes. So field is BSSW senior year and MSW both years, foundation and concentration. It's 2 consecutive semesters concurrent with your field seminar class. So the field placement starts and ends with the academic year, and your placement and your agency stay the same all year long. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. So for the concentration year, actually we're moving away from this designation of individuals and families and macro, and we are really having more pathways, but that will be explained to you in your advising groups. But the different populations you can work with are children, youth, and families, adults, older adults, child welfare. So you probably know that in the BSSW and foundation year, it's really more of a generalized social work experience. And concentration year, you're going to get much more focused, specialized, either on clinical or macro skills, or both. You're going to have more autonomous practice and more purposeful selection of interventions. And at least 50% of your hours in field placement must be devoted to learning activities within the selected concentration. So basically, the hope is that you're going to get more of your own clients, your own systems, depending on whether you're going micro or macro. So here's different examples of some of the individuals and family concentration. You might practice advanced clinical assessments, treatment planning, different intervention models. You might do satisfaction surveys, a presentation. You might raise awareness of mental health issues, advocate for clients, plan and facilitate weekly group sessions, develop a resource guide, case management, evaluations, and community meetings. So again, you're gonna, for macro focus, you will look at community need, program design, resource acquisition, program maintenance, leadership, values, and ethics. Some examples would be developing and implementing an agency needs assessment, interagency task force meetings, promoting opportunities for citizen action, grant writing, working with groups for educational community organizing, supervise volunteers. You might formulate policies, outreach coalition, research evaluation, develop and provide educational trainings, develop and administer a specific program within an agency. So I'm going to hand you over to Cassie now to just go over the field structure.
All right, hi everyone. See here. So this is our field office, and actually this needs to be updated as well. Right now, Lori Meadows is our interim field director. Anisha actually went to pursue other work opportunities, so while we miss her, she's no longer part of this team. You have the BSSW faculty lead, which is Amanda Campbell, the foundation year clinical field faculty lead, Dr. Darlene Sampson, and then Susie Ryder here, who will be your clinical faculty lead. I am the field education specialist and do not currently have a headshot to put up here, so that's why you get to have me somewhat in person. And then we actually have a new member of our team as well. She is the field coordinator. And right now we have two people in this role, Crystal Gutierrez, who will be handling all employment-based applications, and as well as Karina Packer, who is our new field coordinator, will be handling all of our events and information sessions going forward. So your field year is composed of, has two components to it. You have your placement and your field seminar course. Now for your MSW, you'll have 3 credits over the 2 semesters. And these are linked together. So there's no passing your field placement without passing your field seminar course and vice versa. These are a linked component that equals your 3 credit hours. And so for your concentration year, you're going to need 600 hours total, 300 hours per semester, and about 20 hours per week. Now, how you determine this is based on your conversation with your agency. We don't dictate that you have to do any certain days or hours per day. That's just something you'll work out amongst yourselves. But we do require that you have those 300 hours per semester and those 600 hours total. So you can't stock up on hours in your first semester and kind of slide by for the rest of the time. It really has to be broken up in that 50-50 sort of stance.
So we can't, if we do like 320 hours, we can't roll over the 20 hours to the next semester?
No, you do have to complete those 300 hours. And you'll see like during your evaluations and everything, you do have to complete 300 hours for each semester.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. All right. I'm going to get into the timeline for the search process. We're already sort of in this process right now, but I'll go over the steps just in case. All right. Okay. So this is the one for all of you. So information sessions, those will continue on. This is what you're participating in right now. Field application, that was open on December 15th, but it's open the entire time as well. We just ask that you complete that before being referred to different agencies. It lets Susie know a little bit about you and your history as far as employment and skills and what you're interested in. Especially if you're signing up for any of those one-on-one meetings, it really helps as a reference for her to look back at. Placement preferencing, this is going on right now. I'll go a little bit more into that. That's going to be in your SOMIA. But right now, that's your ability to look at different agencies, their internship descriptions and everything online in SOMIA. February 5th is the date that we started contacting agencies. So you are now able to see contact information and start reaching out to apply for these different internships. We ask that you complete your field confirmation form by July, it's actually the 5th now. We should have changed that. What the field confirmation form says is that you've found a placement, that you know who your task supervisor, field instructor, and I'll go more into those terms as well, are for this upcoming semester, and lets us know where you're going to be completing your internship hours. You will attend a student orientation in August 2018. It'll be usually your first week of classes, where we'll go over a little bit more of what the semester will look like for you, as well as your completed concentration year. And I guess you to know your field seminar groups and really interact with other students also going through this process. And then on August 20th, your placement will begin, and that's when you can start accruing those 300 hours for the semester. Okay, so this is more just a run through of the processes and everything. Like I said, application very helpful, especially if you're meeting one-on-one. Contacting agencies, the contact period has already started as of February 5th. So as soon as you feel comfortable, please begin applying for different internships. We ask that the field confirmation form, changing here to July 5th. Student orientation, perfect. All right, I'm gonna run through Sonia, but I wanted to kind of get a feel for how you all feel with the database so far. Is anyone having any problems or questions with it, or?
Is Sonia the one that we go in to check our email? Is that the same one or is it something different?
That's different. So I think you're thinking of Blackboard or just your Metro email.
Yeah.
So Sonia in itself is just a social work program. It's not associated with larger Metro. This is where we list all the internship descriptions, and I'll go through the whole process with you as well so you can kind of see what buttons to click on and what you have access to at this point.
Okay.
And let's see here. All right, so can you still see my screen? It shows the Metro home or the Sonia homepage right now for Metro students.
I can see it, yes.
Okay. So has everyone logged into Sonia and gone through that process yet?
Yes.
No, I have not.
Okay.
I have not either.
Okay, perfect. So you were assigned Sonia login once you confirm that you're going to be a student for the 2018-19 year. It should be the same as your Metro login, which is that first part of your email. So not the @msudenver.edu, but everything before then is your username. It'll have you set a password the first time that you log in. Just do the password reset instructions, and she'll allow you to set your password for the first time.
Okay.
So for the application, you're going to go to your Forms tab here. If you can see this, there's this little drop-down option where you can choose different forms. So you click on that, click Add. A new form will pop up for you. Click on this Edit button, and you can complete the form in here. It's just some basic information about yourself and your history, kind of like a resume almost. So now for looking at agencies, you're going to go to the Placements tab that's over here. And you should see this 2018-19 concentration year placement group. This is where all your information for this internship is going to sort of live. Some students may have one or more. If you were a foundation year student prior to, you would have a different placement group. This is the only one that's active right now. So to preference agencies, over here you see this purple preferencing button. You click on that. This will take you to a list of all the different agencies that we have available for you to intern at. Over here, this little sliver says filters. You can come in here and type in different names of agencies if you know the agency you'd like to work with. Sector you can choose, population you'd like to work with. And then here at the bottom, you can choose things like stipend, vehicle requirements, evening, weekend hours if you're planning on working while going through this process as well. All these will filter out this list to bring you up exactly what it is that you're looking for. And if you click on one of them, you can see down here the internship descriptions. Some agencies will have documents associated with it. We always highly suggest that you really go through these internship descriptions because there may be some additional information like applications or applying through their website that they require you to do as extra steps aside from just contacting them. Up here now, you'll see the contact information for the agency. And I will show you what that full process looks like as well. Depending on what they say here in their internship description is how you'll apply. So usually it's a cover letter and a resume being sent to this person. Like I said, sometimes it includes some additional steps. Let's say that you've decided that you wanted to apply for one of these. You'll choose the select button over here. And it'll pop up over here in your rankings tab. So what this does is allows Susie to know which agencies you're more interested than others. You can move these around in any order that you'd like. Just make sure that you hit the save button on the bottom, or else we have no way of knowing that you preferenced any agencies. It'll just come up as a blank list for us. So after you've done this process, Ms. Susie Ryder will come back in, see which agencies that you've preferenced, and she will refer you to those agencies. Now, what referring allows you to do is it allows the agency to make an official offer for you through Sonia. If you're not referred to the agency, they won't be able to go through that entire process. So that lets us know when you've confirmed, and we can get you that confirmation form, which is due on July 5th. So I'll show you how to also accept an agency's offer through Sonia and check who you're referred to. So up at this top part right here, you see the details tab. You can also access it back in the placements over here. So if you click on that, you will see the different agencies that the student has been referred to. What it also does is allows you to accept the placement or decline it. We ask that if you receive an offer from an agency and you'd like to decline, that you actually contact the agency through phone call, email, to let them know. It keeps up a good rapport with the different community agencies that we work with, and it looks better on you and the program in general. But once you've accepted, it'll confirm that you're sure. And your status here will change from agency offer to student accepted placement. And that lets us know. It actually sends us a notification so we can get you that confirmation form to complete. And you'll be all set for your internship to start on August 20th. So is there any questions about Sonia or any additional information you'd like me to go over?
I don't think so.
Okay. Sorry, that was a lot of information. So if you ever have any issues or anything, please feel free to contact me. You can reach me at the field office at field@msudenver.edu. Email's the best way to reach me, and I'll make sure to touch base with you. Oh, perfect. Can you pull it up?
I think it's on the desk.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Thank you, Cassie.
So, so just to explain what the meeting part with me is about, that is really to just help you to think about, so what exactly do you want for your concentration year, and how do you round out your field education experience? And you might have ideas of places you are interested in, but there might also be other ones that that I know of that I can recommend. So that's what the purpose of those meetings is. And it sounds like we have one more person on, and I hear that there's not any more spots on the Sign Up Genius. So at the end, if you would like to schedule a meeting time with me, I'd be happy to do that. Okay. I think one person hasn't gotten to do that, maybe more than one. So here's just the FAQs, and so we like to just go over some of these. They are up on the website, the MSW website as well. A lot of information will be there, so always feel free to check back. But the requirements of field course, again, are both going to be the field placement, and the field education seminar. And you will be taking this in your concentration year. Some people ask if they can bring their past experience into their internships in terms of the hours, and the answer would be no. You really need to do the solid 300 hours a semester in internship. So here's a bunch of different terminology, which may or may not be the same as what you're used to. So field instructor is a staff member at the agency who's responsible for giving you supervision 1 hour a week. This person has to have an MSW plus 2 years postgraduate work experience in social work. They're going to work with you on providing learning assignments, tasks, and experiences to help you to integrate social work theory, values, and practice. A task supervisor is a staff member at the agency who's not responsible for the theory beat, but more for the day-to-day supervision. They could have any kind of background. They don't have to be social workers. So if you have a field instructor meeting with you and a task supervisor, the task supervisor will be once a week for an hour, and the field instructor will be every other week. So there's just a few different models. Sometimes agencies don't actually have an on-site field instructor, and so we, through the university, can provide you with either someone who's on the faculty or else an alumni within the community to do the off-site field instruction. Any questions about those titles so far? Okay. Your faculty field liaison, or FFL, is a member of the department's faculty who teaches your field seminar. That person will be the link between the agency, the school, and you all. And that person will keep in regular contact with you through the seminar, but also go out and do 2 to 3 site visits a year at your agency. The field seminar course is led by the faculty field liaison, and it's a great opportunity to really process how is field going and what do you need, and just all the skills and practice pieces that you are learning in class. The field office is all of us that we introduced you to already. So again, here's 20 hours a week, 300 hours a semester, 600 hours a year for concentration year students. Some agencies do have weekend and evening hours. I know that a lot of students have to work as well as be in the program. So we try to find agencies that are able to do that. So that is specified on SONIA if you want to use that as one of the search mechanisms. Cassie already explained that you really can't do hours before school starts, because then you wouldn't have the support of your faculty field liaison and you wouldn't be covered by our liability insurance. The only time that would be different is if the agency itself says you have to start early, and then you would need to discuss that with me so that I'm aware of it. So that students are not required to be in placement during regularly scheduled school holidays and breaks. However, sometimes agencies do basically need you because, excuse me, because of coverage. So you do have to work out the breaks with them ahead of time. So that would be with your field instructor or your task supervisor. So in terms of the search process, you're going to, as Cassie showed you, you're going to go into the SONIA field database. You're going to identify field agency placement options that are of interest to you. If you see some that you like before you meet with me, I'm okay with you preferencing them, and just give me an email to say, hey, Susie, I added them. Can you please go ahead and refer me? But I also do want to meet with each of you so that I can give you other ideas. And then do attach your resume. That helps me to help you. And then anytime that you get that contact information, just follow whatever it says. Some agencies do have, the own application process, like DPS, for example. There are a few agencies that have earlier start dates. So, and just if you're interested in them, they're Maria Droz Children's Hospital, National Conference of State Legislators. So if any of those are of interest to you, and Denver Family Institute, please let me know, and I will give you that information right away. So you need to check in with me if there's an agency that's not on Sonia that you really are excited about. If you have a contact name, give that to me, and then someone within our field office will go out and do a site visit. But it does take about 3 weeks to a month to get that all processed. Does anybody have agencies that they don't think are on the database at this point, or are you just not sure? Okay. All right. Let's see. So background checks, each agency is responsible for deciding if they are going to have a background check or not. And if you accept a field agency, if you say, yes, I'm going to do an internship there, I really ask that you stick to it. We don't want to burn bridges. You never know. It's a very small community, and you will probably work with people again in the future. So I ask that if you accept, that you stick with them. Even if another great agency says, oh, I really want you. So let's see. We already went over this. Over that. You have to be in one agency for the whole year. And here's the different supervision models that I already mentioned. And again, this form is up on the MSW website, so I'm not going to go over everything, but just want to give you a taste for it. Some people want to do field placements and be employed at the same agency, and there is a process for that. Right now, Crystal is the person, Crystal Gutierrez will do that. And so basically, if you are interested in that, I will make sure to connect you with her. It's a pretty extensive process. We just really want to make sure that you get to be in a learner's mind and that you have a different supervisor for both your internship hours and your work hours. There are a couple of paid internships. So if you specifically want that, you can search for that on Sonia or ask me. So occasionally we'll allow students to stay in the same placement for either their BSSW and their foundation year and their concentration. But again, there's a process for that. So talk to me about it. There's not private psychotherapy situations. We really want you to get the systems piece. And I think, oh, this is important. You will be covered under our university liability insurance. The only piece that we would not cover is if you were driving clients, then that would be something you would have to work out under the agency's car insurance. So, or we might talk about that you just don't drive clients. So there is a problem resolution process. Basically, it's a 4-step process. If things aren't going well in your internship, you would need to bring it first to your supervisor, then bring it to your faculty field liaison. And then if that doesn't work, then it might go to more of a review within performance review within the university setting. Some people want to know, can they start their licensure hours for their LCSW before they complete their program? And the answer is no, you have to graduate with your MSW first. So I know that was a lot of information. Any questions about that?
I had a question. Right now I'm doing my internship at the Department of Human Services down here in El Paso County.
Sure.
And I am interested in applying for the 4E stipend at Metro.
Yeah.
You had said that there's a process to stay where I'm at. What does that look like?
Well, for DHS, it's a different situation, and you just have to apply for the stipend, the child welfare stipend. And then as long as you get that, then they place you in whatever town you want to be in. So So you don't have to do a special process if you're with the Department of Human Services.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah, great question though. Excellent. So to get back to the PowerPoint. So you actually did a really nice segue for me, Angela. Thank you. So the Child Welfare Stipend, for those who aren't familiar with it, is designed for students interested in pursuing a career as a caseworker or supervisor in child welfare services. You apply through the Department of Social Work. The contact is Deb Ciancio with that email right there. It's a competitive program, an excellent opportunity for students to gain knowledge and experience in a subspecialty, and also to get jobs within this field. So once you apply for the stipend, the range is $5,250 to $13,238. You have to complete professional field experience in a public child welfare agency, attend the Child Welfare Fundamentals Training or the Academy, and after graduation work for 1 year as a paid caseworker in a public child welfare setting. So you have to be in the child welfare classes, and you have to complete full academic year in a field placement at a county Department of Human Services. Any questions about that one?
No.
Okay. Another stipend option is called the Healthcare Education and Leadership Scholars Program, which is HEALS. And HEALS is basically trying to place students in integrated care settings. And so it's the next generation of healthcare social work leaders, trying to help them to look at system level changes, heighten awareness of prevention and wellness, address issues of structural racism and social institutions. So for MSW, there's 2 different placements, and the award is $5,500. So $4,000 is stipend money, and then the rest is a travel fund for a 2-day healthcare social work education and policy conference in DC. So for the concentration year, the 2 designated placements are Boulder Community Hospital, which is it's actually in Gun Barrel, and then Craig Hospital, which is in Denver. So HEALS applications are now on our website. So that would be through the MSW website. Look under the stipends and grants. February 10th is the due date. It says here. You'll have to check on that date. Review of applicants by the HEALS Selections Committee will be in mid-February. And then selected applicants will be invited for interviews with faculty and agencies. The HRSA grant is a grant for concentration year students only. And it's for students who are working with clients in behavioral health settings in underserved populations across the lifespan. Students need to apply for the grant through the social work department. Information will be sent by the end of this month. If awarded the grant, students will receive $10,000 a year and will need to remain in Colorado working with an at-risk population for 1 year post-graduation. Students would also end up attending a monthly seminar with other HRSA recipients, which include CSU students as well as MSU students. And it's a wonderful opportunity. So now is the time for you to ask us questions. What else is that? What did we not cover that you were hoping to get out of our time today?
On the child welfare stipend, can you confirm that students who are just accepted in January, do we have until April to turn that in?
You know, I'm really not that sure about it in terms of what their process is. Deb Ciancio is the person. Did you happen to write down her email?
I did. I got it.
Okay. Yeah, I encourage you to talk directly with her about timing, unless you have other information about that. Yeah, I just talked to Deb. She is the one in charge of that process.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What other questions do you have? Okay. Well, it looks like, I think, Angela, you might be the only one left here. I don't see anyone else.
I'm here.
Oh, you
Oh,
are,
I'm still here.
Landon?
Hi.
Who else is that?
Jennifer's still here.
Jennifer's still here. Okay. Since I don't have a name with, I just have a phone number for you. So Jennifer and Landon, what other questions came up that I didn't cover or that Cassie didn't cover today?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I'm a current BSW student, so I went through this last year. So I'm familiar. I mean, I'm familiar with Sonia. I'm familiar with this process.
Perfect. Okay. So you and I just need to come up with a time to meet, Landon.
Yeah,
Right? I'm so sorry that I couldn't meet with you the other day.
that's okay.
All right. And Jennifer, anything for you?
Not at the moment, but since I'll be talking to you tomorrow, I'll probably have some then.
Okay, sounds great. Perfect. Well, we really appreciate your checking in today, and I look forward to having you come and meet with me. And Cassie looks forward to meeting you as well. She's a great resource with Sonia, so if you hit bumps in the road, feel free to contact her. And Landon, do you want to set up a time with me here at the end?
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm gonna sign off with the rest of you and just keep talking to Landon. So thank you all, and it's going to be an exciting year. I think you'll really enjoy the program, and I'm excited that you're joining us.
Good. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.